Bon voyage!
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to go over some different cruise tips, and specifically Carnival Cruise Line cruise tips. We went on the Carnival Imagination, and to start us off, we wanted to go over some of the tips for when you are actually booking the trip.
Yeah, so the first tip is the website for Carnival is very clear and easy. We were able to book together instead of booking apart, like a lot of other cruise lines make you do when you book online. So that was a big plus for us because we did want to just book together.
Absolutely. And then another thing is when you do go to book, especially if you're in a situation like we were, to where we were going in a group but we wanted to be near each other in different staterooms, make sure that you either get rooms next to each other on that end in odd numbers or even numbers, because odds are on one side and evens on the other, and it's not just like a hotel to where they're across from each other, which is what we thought.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's it's doable, but it's pretty difficult to find each other. So I definitely recommend, if you're going in a group, try to stay on either the odds end or the evens end.
Yeah, another thing, make sure you know where your room is. You don't want to be above or below the casino or anything like that, or the nightclub, because it does get pretty loud and the casino goes all night long, so you are going to hear that when you're trying to sleep.
The next thing is the Cheers beverage program. So the only drinks that are actually complimentary on the cruise is water, tea, and coffee. So if you plan on drinking soda, a milkshake, even to alcoholic beverages, this is something you might definitely want to look into. Basically what it is for our cruise, it ended up being about $50 a day, so $150 per person. However, that included 15 drinks per day, and if you add up the cost of milkshake sodas, especially alcoholic beverages, you will get your money back times 15.
Five drinks will be the amount of the $50 per day. Yeah.
Easily.
So that's 10 more drinks that you get. So it really is worth it. Next thing is, we did kind of realize on this cruise ship that it is a little more family oriented. There was younger adults having fun and everything, but there was a lot of kids in the pools. I don't think we even got to go into the pool one time, let alone have a sun chair. So that is something we definitely recommend. If you are looking kind of for a family cruise, this definitely is the one, Carnival Imagination. But if you do want a little more young adult kind of atmosphere, I wouldn't recommend this one.
And also to note, we did also leave from Long Beach and go to Ensenada, and I have been on another Carnival cruise as well. Once again, it was Long Beach to Catalina Island, so it might just be where we're going and the fact that they're shorter cruises.
Yeah, ours is only a 3-day cruise, so
yeah, so that might
have had something to do with it.
Exactly. So as far as like the 7-day ones and stuff, it may be a little different. However, I did have a friend that left out of Miami and did kind of like a Caribbean cruise for about 7 days, and she said there was a lot of kids in the pool and a lot of kids around too. So just something to kind of know. Another thing that we wanted to give you guys a tip on is make sure that you fly in the day before. I mean, if you're driving like we did, you can just drive the morning of, not a big deal. But when you're flying, things can happen. Your plane can get delayed, or just something could possibly, you miss your flight. You don't want to deal with that. You don't want the stress. So if you can just fly in the day before, just stay in a hotel that's near the cruise ship, it will make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, this kind of goes along with paying attention to where your room is. You don't want to be too far back on the ship or too far forward. You really want to stay in the middle, especially up and down. The lower you get, the more you are going to feel more of the rocking on the boat. We actually had a couple in our group that just booked last minute, and they got a room very low on the ship, and they could barely sleep because it was so bad. The rocking was just continuous and it was more strong. So I would definitely recommend staying in the middle of the ship.
The next tip we have for booking, I cannot emphasize enough, we did not do this, I really wish we would have, plan excursions for the location that you're going to. Ensenada, Catalina Island, and even some other locations I've heard of that friends have gone to, there's not beaches immediately when you get off the cruise ship. So if you do want to go to a beach, you actually have to get in a vehicle and go, so aka also an excursion. So, you know, it is fun and all to walk around, go to the different shops for an hour or so. However, all of those shops aren't authentic. They're really just to attract tourists like us. So, you know, it's really not, I mean, we made the best of it. However, if we were to go on that cruise again, or Catalina Island or anything like that, and honestly any other cruise, we would definitely make the effort to spend a little bit extra money and plan excursions.
Yeah. Another thing is we would really recommend getting your passport. It is not needed if you go on a cruise to Mexico, but if something was to happen when you were there or out in the water on their soil or land, whatever, you're kind of screwed. So we definitely recommend having a passport, and it actually makes getting onto the cruise ship a little bit faster instead of having just your birth certificate and your ID. So definitely get your passport.
Now we're going to go ahead and give you some tips on packing. So the first tip with packing is seasickness medicine. Make sure that you buy something that you really truly feel will work. I personally went to Walmart and just bought a name brand like seasickness pills. To be honest, that didn't really work enough for me. When I took them when I was on the cruise ship, I don't even really feel like they helped at all. Our friend, she felt even more the seasickness than I did, and she actually went into the cruise ship's doctor and asked if she could get one of the patches. However, he told her, unfortunately, without a doctor's note, that he was not able to give her anything. So make sure you get something a little bit stronger just in case you do start feeling the seasickness, because once you do, it could totally ruin your whole cruise. So I would definitely recommend, I heard the patches are really good, so I would check into that. And if you feel that you might significantly have the seasickness, motion sickness kind of thing, talk to your doctor.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a huge one for me. So we were told, or not told, we were under the assumption that you could not carry on. For some reason, I don't know why we thought this, but we thought we could not carry on, and when we got there, we found out that we actually could, and it was a lot easier. They were like, oh, leave your bag in with us, and we'll take it to your room. You don't want to carry it around the ship because you don't know when you're going to be getting to your room. Bull crap. We went straight to our room, and our key card was actually waiting for us. So definitely recommend carrying on instead of having to give them your bag, which I'm pretty sure costs extra, didn't it?
It did, yeah. You had to tip them at least.
Yeah, so it costs extra to have them take it to your room, and then you don't know exactly what's going on with your bag from then to there. And it just gets left outside your room when they actually deliver it. So someone could literally take your bag and walk off with it. So I definitely recommend that, and it can be any size that you want. We thought it had to be a carry-on size. Nope, we saw people with like big, huge suitcases, and we're like, wait, I thought we had to have carry-on size. No, they lied to you. It could be any size you want, so definitely recommend getting a huge suitcase and filling whatever you want, because you're going to have goodies that you want to bring back and such on.
Now, in that suitcase, one thing that we highly recommend that you pack is one of the, like a lanyard that goes around your wrist, or an actual lanyard. The reason for this being is once you get onto the cruise, you get this little key card. It almost looks like a hotel room key. And this key card is your everything. It's how you're identified on the ship. So if you're drinking over 21, it has all of your information on that. It's also how you pay for anything, because your credit card is directly hooked up to it, and it is also your room key. So that's something you definitely do not want to lose, and so you can carry it in pockets. However, maybe you're going to the pool and you're not going to have any pockets, or you're in a dress. So that's something that really helped me out when I was on the cruise.
Another thing that can go in your suitcase, you can bring a bottle of wine, just one, and it has to be closed, not open, anything, and also a 12-pack of soda. It has to be canned, it cannot be bottled, because people can smuggle in alcohol and everything like that, and it has to go in your suitcase. So just keep in mind that you can bring a 12-pack of soda canned, or water or anything like that, and also a bottle of wine does have to go in your suitcase though.
This was a really fun thing that we actually had on the cruise, and we were aware of this, so luckily we packed for it. Make sure that you bring a nice formal outfit. So for a guy, maybe some slacks, a nice button-up shirt, or even like nice pair of jeans would be fine. For women, you're going to want to probably be in a nice dress. We wore like mid-length like black dresses. However, we even saw some other girls that were in like full-on like prom dresses.
Formal.
So it's a really fun time. They do a big fancy dinner. The wait staff comes out and they do this whole dance and song. It's really fun. And then they also actually have professional photographers out there, and they do take pictures with nice backdrops and stuff. So just make sure to pack a really nice outfit for one of the dinners.
Another thing to pack is a jacket, because you think, oh, we're going to be out in the sea, it'll be warm, you don't need anything. No, it does get pretty chilly and windy, so we definitely do recommend bringing a jacket, just a light one to go walk around with in case it does get chilly.
So that's it for the packing tips. Now we're going to go straight on into the once you're actually on board and the tips for being on the cruise.
Okay. All right, so for onboard tips, our first one is the Carnival app. We really do recommend downloading the app, especially if you have multiple people on the cruise ship that you're wanting to stay in contact with, because you're not going to have service out there when you're at the sea. And this Carnival app allows you to be able to communicate through like texting form, and also you can get Wi-Fi through them, order stuff. It's just a great thing to have when you're on the actual ship. So if you want to contact people back home, if you have kids or family or friends or whoever you want to stay in contact with, especially if you have a longer cruise and it's not just a 3-day, we definitely do recommend having that.
Now, another thing that we wanted to mention is there is unlimited pizza and ice cream, and I'm pretty sure it's around all hours because I know we actually got it at about 2 or 3 in the morning.
Really
yeah, it was very good. So just something to note, in like the main dining cafeteria area, they do have unlimited pizza and ice cream.
The next thing is a sailaway party. So we did not know this. I wish we did because it looked like so much fun. When you first get on the ship, they have what is called a sailaway party. So we recommend when you get on the ship to already be ready, because we weren't. We thought, oh, we have an 8-hour drive. We'll just get ready when we get on the ship. And we went straight to our rooms, got ready. We ended up being tired. We didn't go. So there is a sailaway party. It's really fun. It kind of just kicks everything off. I'm pretty sure it's on the Lido deck. So yeah, keep that in mind when you get on the ship. Kind of just be ready. I mean, some people obviously aren't going to wear makeup, but for us girls, we do, and we like to look that way.
Yeah.
So that's just something to remember, is be ready when you get on the ship for the sailaway party.
Another thing is when you're just hanging out by the pool, the lounge chairs. So there is this rule that Carnival says they have, which is basically that you are only supposed to have your towel and items there for 30 minutes being unattended. However, on our cruise, it was not really an enforced rule. Mm-hmm. So when we went out midday to get lunch and we were hoping that we could sit on some lounge chairs, there was absolutely none. No. And after looking for about 30 minutes, we finally found 2 that we could sit on. So there was 3 of us girls, so we squeezed in. Guys, we're not able to sit down whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So if you do plan on sitting by the pool, and it really is that's a fun area to be. They do a lot of different events by the pool. Just make sure that you go and you put your towel out in maybe like a clip or something so you know that's your spot the morning of. That way you can kind of reserve your spot. It's what everybody else does. No, it's not completely fair. But hey, if you honestly want a place you can sit in the afternoon and eat your lunch, it's what you're probably going to have to do.
Next thing is room service. So it wasn't like this for when we went. When we went, it was actually all complimentary, but they have changed it. So the new rules are that breakfast is completely complimentary, but lunch and dinner ends up being a little bit more. I think it was $3 to $5 per meal or something like that. But it is really good if you want to take advantage, especially the breakfast, because it is free. I mean, there's a lot of drinks on the ship, so you might wake up the next morning not feeling so great, and you might want to eat a little something without having to go out to the main dining hall. So that's something that you can look forward to, is free breakfast.
Now, this very last tip, we did save the best for last because it was something we discovered while being on the cruise. That was our absolute favorite. So it is actually an alcoholic beverage, and it's called Kiss on the Lips. So it's really good. It's definitely more of a fruity drink. It has mangoes in it,
grenadine,
and peach schnapps.
Yes,
that was that liquor. And to be honest, you I think that's it. You can't taste it. I mean, the alcohol, it's not really
like
there.
Smoothie.
Yeah, and to be honest, even though our guys might be mad at us for saying this, they were even walking around drinking these fruity drinks. We'll post a picture of it. They are very fruity looking, so it was kind of a funny sight to see.
Yeah, I mean, I can attest to my husband. He's probably going to be pissed, but he had multiple. He was walking around holding one at all days, or all hours of the day, because he liked them as much as I did. He was actually trying to steal mine. So, yes, they're very good. We definitely do recommend getting one. Alright guys, that concludes the video for this Carnival Imagination cruise tips. We hope you liked the video and it's informed, especially if you're wanting to go on a cruise in the near future. So go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe, let us know what you want to see next, and we'll see you next time.